Welcome to Learn with Lili. Today we are starting with your Longman New Images, a comprehensive course in English for Class 4 students, Chapter 9. And the name of the chapter is How the Sea Became Salty. Word focus. Ship. It is a noun that means a large boat used for traveling purposes on water. And cross-connect. When things or people are shipped somewhere, it means that they are being sent to a selected location through a ship or by some other means of transport. Now let's start reading. Sridhar was an orphan. He lived with his brother Keshav and his sister-in-law Leela. While Keshav was quiet and kind, Leela was mean and selfish. She resented Sridhar staying with them. She would not give him enough to eat, made him work very hard, and found many ways to trouble him. Keshav could never gather the courage to stop his wife from treating his brother so badly. One day, Leela told Sridhar to get firewood. Obediently, he went to the nearby forest with his axe and chopped some wood. Then, he bundled the sticks and returned as it was getting dark. On seeing him, Leela shouted, "Look how late you are! What took you so long? Is this any time to come home? When will I light the kitchen fire and when will I cook?" Then looking carefully, she asked, "Where is the axe? If you have left it in the forest, you have to return right now and get it. I will not allow you to enter the house without it." Poor Sridhar had to walk back into the forest in the dark. The shadows were dense, and there was no moonlight to help him either. He searched everywhere but could not find the axe. Without realizing it, he wandered deeper and deeper into the forest as he searched. Suddenly, storm clouds gathered, and rain started pouring down. Sridhar spotted a flicker of light in the distance and ran towards it. The light was coming from a fire which had been lit inside a small cave. Sridhar dashed in and, to his surprise, saw his axe laying in the cave next to some firewood. Then, as he looked carefully, some dwarfs emerged from the shadows. Without taking any notice of him, they gathered around the fire and, holding hands, began to dance. Orphan means one without parents. Resented means felt angry about something. Dense means here dark and gloomy. Flicker means flash, and emerge means came out. As Sridhar stood and watched them in amazement, an old dwarf with a long white beard came up to him and said, "Come and join our dance." But Sridhar was wonderstruck and did not know what to do. He noticed that the fire was starting to burn out, so he chopped the firewood into smaller pieces and fed the fire. The night passed, with the dwarfs dancing and Sridhar feeding the fire with fresh wood when it looked like drying out. The old dwarf said, "You helped us so much last night. We have a gift for you. Here is a fan. Whenever you desire something, just wave the fan gently and ask for it. When you've got enough, whisper 'enough, enough, enough' 3 times, and it will stop producing the objects." Saying this, he handed Sridhar what looked like an ordinary fan. Then the group of dwarfs swiftly melted into the forest. Sridhar could not believe his luck. Just to try out the fan, he waved it in the air and said, "Get me a hot meal." As soon as he said this, dishes started falling from the sky, each filled with all kinds of delicious food. Sridhar whispered hurriedly, "Enough, enough, enough." And the dishes stopped appearing. Sridhar sat down and ate a hearty meal, his first in many years. Then he lay down in the shade of a large tree and pondered what he should do next. he decided not to go back to his brother's house. Instead, he went to a beautiful town near the sea, and there he built a house, made money, and never wanted anything, thanks to the magic fan. When Keshav and Leela heard that Siddhar was now living in a town near the sea and was very prosperous, they became jealous. They quickly packed their bags and went to meet him. Sridhar, who had always been very fond of his brother, greeted them politely and asked them to spend as much time as they wanted in his house. Keshav and Leela were wonderstruck seeing the riches. Wonderstruck means experiencing a feeling of wonder. Melted here means disappeared, and pondered means to thought about something for a while. Riches Sridhar had acquired. Leela told her husband that night, "How is it that your silly brother has become so rich and we are still trying to make ends meet in the village? You must ask him his secret tomorrow." The next day, when Keshav questioned him, Sridhar told him, "Oh, I just got lucky. I was presented with a magic fan. When I wave it and ask for what I want, the fan produces it out of thin air. When I have enough..." Keshav did not have the patience to hear any more. "That's nice," he said. "May God bless you." Then he ran to tell Leela the story. Her greedy eyes glittered when she heard it. She had to get her hands on the fan. That night, when everyone was asleep, she made Keshav creep into the room where the fan was kept and steal it. Then the two of them ran out of the house, clutching the fan and bags filled with valuables stolen from Siddhar's house. They ran till they reached the harbor. A big ship was just about to leave. Leela said, "Why don't we leave this country once and for all? With this fan, we can make a good life for ourselves in any place." As usual, Keshav agreed and the two boarded the ship. Seeing them, the captain asked, "Are you two new around here? Who are you?" Quickly, Leela answered, "My husband is a salt merchant. We are going to other countries to try and sell salt there. Our bags contain only salt." Next day, at lunchtime, the cook of the ship came and complained to the captain, "My new helper boy left the sack of salt at the harbor. We are without any salt in the kitchen. How will I serve food to the passengers?" The captain immediately remembered salt merchant Keshav, who was on his ship. "Don't worry," he told the cook, "I'll get some salt for you." Then he went to Keshav and said, "Creeping means move quietly and slowly so that nobody can see you." "If you don't mind, can we buy one sack of salt from you for the ship's kitchen?" Keshav had to say yes. He and Leela went to the corner of the ship and waved the fan. "Give us salt," they said. Immediately, sacks full of salt started falling from the sky, but the couple did not know how to stop the magic fan. "Stop," they yelled. Still the sacks kept falling. "Please, halt, discontinue," they shouted, but they never got the right words. Enough, enough, enough. Many sacks of salt fell from the sky. The ship overturned and sank. The salt spilled into the sea. It rained salt sacks for many, many days, till the dwarfs heard about it and made the fan stop with their magic. But by then, the sea was full of salt, which had dissolved in water, and the sea remained salty forever. About the author. Sudha Murthy is an Indian writer who writes for both children and adults in both Kannada and English. Now, A1. Choose the correct options to fill in the blanks. Put a tick mark. 1. Sridhar lived with his brother and sister-in-law. Number 2. Leela told Sridhar to get firewood. Number 3. The dwarfs gifted Sridhar a magic fan. And number 4. The first thing that Sridhar asked from the magical object was a hot meal. Question and answers. We'll refer to the notebook now here. Word, world. Read these sentences. One day, Leela told Sidar to get firewood, but Sidar was wonderstruck and did not know what to do. Each of the highlighted words is made up of two smaller words, fire and wood, wonder and struck. A compound word is formed when two words are joined together to form a new word with an entirely new meaning. The compound words can be closed compounds. Pan plus cake, pancake means no space between the two words, and open compounds. Ice plus cream, ice cream, space between the two words. Now, fill in the blanks with suitable words to form compound words. Debris, postman, football, overcrow, downstairs, household, sunshine, and dinner time. The next page, we can use some compound words with these. Backpack, living room, roller coaster, full moon, first aid, sunshine, and so on. Now, read these sentences. I was presented with a magic fan. In the above sentence, a statement is made. It ends with a full stop. Such sentences are called declarative sentences. Why don't we leave this country once and for all? In the above sentence, a question is asked. It ends with a question mark. Such sentences are called interrogative sentences. She had to get her hands on that fan. In the above sentence, a strong feeling is expressed. It ends with an exclamation mark. Such sentences are called exclamatory sentences. I will not allow you to enter the house without it. In the above sentence, a comment is given. It may end with a full stop or an exclamation mark. Such sentences are called imperative sentences. They are also used to make requests. Now, read these sentences and state their types. Number 1. Manu likes to eat ice cream. It is declarative sentences. 2. Do cats mew in the evening? It is interrogative sentences. 3. Stop making so much noise. It is imperative sentences. And 4. Oh, how I love the sound of the clock. This is exclamatory sentence. Now, rewrite the given sentences as directed. Number 1. Can you hear sounds in the evening? Make it declarative. You can hear sounds in the evening with a full stop. Number 2. My father's laugh is loud and cheerful. Exclamatory. Wow, my father's laugh is loud and cheerful. Number 3. No one can explain those queer little noises. Interrogative sentences. Who can explain those queer little noises? And number 4. Can you help me find my pillow? Imperative sentences. You can help me find my pillow. And in the next page, just complete this poem. The sea, the open sea, the blue, the fresh, the ever free, without a mark, without a bound, it runs the earth's wide regions round. It plays with the clouds, it mocks the skies, or like a cradled creature lies. Now, just know that read the character sketch of Sridhar. The main character of the story, Sridhar, is a kind-hearted man. He is obtained and well-behaved. He is hard-working in nature and helps the dwarfs by chopping the firewood and feeding the fire. He doesn't misuse the magic fan which is gifted to him and shows it to his brother without any selfish intent. He is a wonderful human being who believes in helping people around him by staying kind and humble. A character sketch tells us about the person we are writing about. It mostly talks about the person's physical appearances and qualities. A character sketch should include physical description, their likes and dislikes, description of the character's nature, and your opinion about them. So now, question and answers. Question number 1. What was special about the gift that the dwarfs gave Sridhar? The dwarfs gave a magical fan to Sridhar. Number 2. How did Sridhar use the gift for himself? To try the magical fan, Sridhar asked for a hot meal. Later, he built a house near the sea in the beautiful town and made money for himself. Number 3. Why did Keshav and Leela go to Sridhar's new house? Keshav and Leela went to Sridhar's new house because they wanted to know the secret of Sridhar acquiring so much money in such a less time. Number 4. How did seawater become salty? To get some salt from magic fan, Keshav and Leela asked for salt from it. When sacks full of salt started falling from the sky, they did not know how to stop that. Ship full of sacks overturned and sank. The salt got dissolved in the sea water. Hence, the seawater became salty. You helped us so much last night. We have a gift for you. Who said this and to whom? The old dwarf said with a white bird to Sridhar. What kind of help had the speaker received? When the old dwarf was dancing around the fire and enjoying the evening with his friends, Sridhar chopped the big firewood pieces and added to the fire. So Sridhar stopped the fire from burning out. The next one. What kind of gift was given to the helper? The dwarves gave a magical fan to Sridhar. How is it that your silly brother has become so rich and we are still trying to make ends meet in the village? You must ask him his secret tomorrow. Who said this and to whom? Leela said this to Keshav. Who is referred silly brother here? Sridhar is referred as silly brother here. Why did the speaker want to know the secret? Leela wanted to know the secret because she was curious to know how Sridhar acquired so much money in such a less time. So if you enjoyed my video, please do like, share, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. God bless you all.